Hanging around after last orders, still so far from home.
Hi Aquarius, welcome to your February 2025 horoscope. I am giving away a free reading. To enter the giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment down below about your hopes and dreams for 2025. The giveaway is open until February 14th. And I will post the winner on the community tab over on my channel, as well as share it in an upcoming video. Good luck. We start off the month on February 1st with Venus conjuncting the North Node and Neptune in the sign of Pisces, or your second house. This is a beautiful conjunction for all of us to experience, but especially for you, Aquarius, because this is happening in your second house, you might feel that it has a positive effect on your self-confidence, on your self-esteem, and it might also have a positive effect on your finances. Be very careful because Venus and Neptune can be quite boundaryless types of planets. Be careful not to become too idealistic with your money or be deceived in some way with your money, especially because we have Neptune there. Neptune can be the planet of deception. The North Node and Neptune will be conjunct a couple of days later on February 6th. So you might feel this whole effect of the conjunction for that whole week from February 1st to February 6th. But Aquarius, because Saturn has been in your second house for a while now, I think this conjunction will definitely lighten up the mood, especially when it comes to your finances. A couple of days later, on February 4th, we have Jupiter going direct, and we also have Venus entering Aries. Let's talk about Jupiter first. Jupiter will be going direct in your 5th house in the sign of Gemini. So you might find a lot more opportunities coming your way for fun. Maybe you're getting invited to more parties. Perhaps you find way more time to do your hobbies, to be able to do leisurely activities as well. And remember, on this day, we also have Venus entering Aries, which is your 3rd house. Venus doesn't feel very comfortable in the sign of Aries, and honestly, Venus is going to stay here for a while because in March, it will go retrograde. So it's going to stay in your 3rd house for quite a bit. You might find that with Venus in your 3rd house, you are a lot more focused on bringing beauty with your words, speaking in a gentle, compassionate way, in a loving way. And I would also say, considering that we have that Venus retrograde coming up, be very observant once Venus enters Aries. Notice the topics that are coming up with Venus in Aries, because they might be the same topics that are repeating, the topics that are up for reconsideration when Venus goes retrograde in March. On February 9th, we have Mars trining Saturn, which for you, Aquarius, affects your 2nd and 6th house. And this is a very interesting transit to talk about, actually, because it gives us this idea or this theme of our struggles making us stronger in some way or supporting us in some way. And more specifically, the struggles, the frustrations you may have been experiencing with your health and your routine lately are somehow building up your self-confidence, building up your ability to keep getting up after falling down, to trust in yourself, your ability to continue showing up for yourself. And in some way, sometimes going through a struggle can help build up our self-confidence, right? The saying is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Then on February 12th, we have a full moon in the sign of Leo in your 7th house. This full moon is also squaring Uranus in your 4th house. So be quite careful, Aquarius, especially you, because this is affecting your angular houses. be very careful not to act very irrationally, very suddenly, to say or do things that you might later regret. And we see this connection for you between your home and your family and your relationships. During this full moon, you might be reaping what you sowed when it comes to your relationships. If you've been acting out of misalignment there, you will see some topics come up around it. And particularly because there's Uranus in the fourth house for you, there might be some triggers coming from the home. There might be some triggers from your family. There might be some triggers from your literal home that you live in, or maybe even from the inner work that you're doing that is feeding into or connected somehow to this manifestation in your relationship. Then on February 18th, we have the Sun entering Pisces, or your second house. With the Sun entering your second house, you might find that there's a bit of a shift of what gets you up in the morning. You might find yourself a lot more motivated when you focus on your financial situation, when you focus on proving yourself to yourself, building your self-confidence, showing up for yourself in ways that you promised yourself you would. And these might be the topics that you find yourself thinking about, the topics that you find are exciting you to get out of bed in the morning, giving you a sense of life to your day. Then on February 24th, we have Mars going direct in your sixth house. I feel like this is the event a lot of us are waiting for. And I think Aquarius, you could be one of those signs, especially because when Mars went retrograde, it was in an angular house for you. It was in your seventh house. Now it has retrograded so far back into your sixth, but I think Aquarius, you are probably one of the zodiac signs that has really felt this Mars retrograde. So from the 24th, with Mars going direct, any frustrations, any feelings of anger, any inability to be able to get anywhere with your routine, with your diet, you might find that things are lifting up, things are looking good. If you have struggled to stick to a certain diet, it might be a lot easier. If you were unable to stick to a good morning routine, you might find that this is moving a lot better for you. And finally, we close off the month on February 28th with a new moon in Pisces. This is your second house, Aquarius, and we have a lot of action in your second house during this new moon. Of course, the sun and the moon are there, but we also still have Saturn, Neptune, and the North Node all in your second house of finances. You are starting a new chapter with your finances. You might be feeling inspired to do something different in that area of your life. This new moon is squaring Jupiter in your fifth house. So be very careful as to all the pleasureful activities that you're doing around this new moon, because, maybe if things are going well with your finances, you're feeling confident, you're feeling good, you might be celebrating in some way, you might be letting loose, you might not be keeping track of things or sticking to your schedule as much. But just remember that sometimes too much of a good thing can also be bad. It's lovely to socialize, it's lovely to do our hobbies, do things that bring us joy. But if all we do is party, or all we do is hobbies, or all we do is only things that bring us joy and we never do difficult things, that can also come to bite us eventually. So just be very mindful of that celebratory, pleasureful mood that you might be in during this new moon. But all of that being said, I will post a dedicated new moon horoscope video closer to the new moon. So if you want to learn more about it, make sure you subscribe. So Aquarius, that is your horoscope for February 2025. There is quite a lot of focus in your second house of finances and self-confidence. So I hope you're able to harness that energy. And we, of course, talked about your fifth and sixth house. Things might feel like they're moving a lot more. You might be able to stick to your routine a lot more, and you might find it a lot easier to do things that bring you joy. Thanks for joining me, Aquarius. Don't forget to join the free reading giveaway by leaving a comment down below, and I hope to see you again soon.